at you like you've got problems. Acting up here don't really mean shit to me unless you're gonna fight me here now.
I don't think that Jake would have enough time, seeing as he's already undersized. He's not a real heavyweight, and this is Anthony fucking Joshua we're talking about.
Take a punch, really. If he takes a big punch from Jake Paul, if he gets hurt in any way by Jake Paul, if he doesn't absolutely ice Jake Paul within a few rounds of this 8-round scheduled bout, well then it really affects his credibility.
Tensions exploded at the press conference when Anthony Joshua confronted Jake Paul over perceived disrespect. The heavyweight star grew furious at Paul's comments and behavior.
It don't matter, like, people we're gonna fight now, we're gonna fight tomorrow.
The heated press conference was only the start of the debate around Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. Experts quickly weighed in on the risks, with legendary trainer Barry McGuigan offering sharp criticism. He stressed that even seasoned fighters would feel real fear facing someone with Jake's unpredictability. McGuigan noted that one clean punch can change everything, underscoring how dangerous this matchup truly is.
Some people are saying, you know, AJ's grabbing the bag. There's nothing wrong with that, because anybody else, if they got offered that kind of money, they would do it. So, yep. And some people are suggesting he might damage his legacy. Where do you sit with the decision of him taking that fight? And it's a professional 8-round fight as well.
Yes, it's a highly dangerous fight for Jake Paul. I don't know what he's doing, unless they have done some sort of caveat or some sort of agreement that he says he's going to go easy on him, or he's not going to go flat out. But, you know, I've been tossing this up and down in my mind and trying to figure how, and under God, when he had agreed to fight someone like Tank Davis, who is, you know, several divisions below him, that's more like what Jake Paul does. And then he goes from there to fighting Anthony Joshua. I mean, just look at what happened to Francis Ngannou, who's a big, athletic, tough guy and had gone 12 rounds with Tyson Fury and given him a real ding-dong. And then he gets absolutely obliterated in a round and a half against Joshua. That shows you, despite the fact that he's been knocked out since by Daniel Dubois, who could knock out anybody, by the way, in any weight division or in any era of the heavyweight division. He's such a powerful guy; he could knock anybody out if he hits them properly. But you know, it just seems utter madness. And utter madness.
Wade, host of the Wade Concept podcast, revealed that Jake Paul's secret weapon for the Anthony Joshua fight has been exposed. He says Jake has been sparring with multiple heavyweights to match Joshua's size, height, and experience. These sessions help Paul adjust to real heavyweight power while sharpening timing, defense, and strategy for the unique challenge ahead.
An Anthony Joshua fight, if you're Jake Paul, who hasn't fought someone in the top, realistically, the top 50. I know Tommy Fury is ranked in the top 50, but anyone that is a top 50 fighter, even in your weight class, let alone a top 10, top 5 heavyweight in Anthony Joshua, who was a 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. Can you get prepared for a guy like that if you brought in, let's just say, a deity, freaking Zeus, Hercules, whoever, to prepare you? Could you do it? I don't think that Jake would have enough time, seeing as he's already undersized. He's not a real heavyweight, and this is Anthony fucking Joshua we're talking about. But I will say there were rumors going around that Jake was not taking this fight as seriously as he needed to. That Jake was dilly-dallying, flying to go see F1 in Miami after his press conference, and then going to see his girl all the way in the Netherlands if she's trying to qualify for, I think, the Olympics or something else. There was this post from his girlfriend. I don't know if, again, this was in the Netherlands or where it was at, or maybe this is an old picture, but Jake flying around the world when he has a fight in about 4 weeks is probably not the greatest look, and it doesn't seem to make it look like he's taking it as serious as he needs to, locked away in the gyms of Puerto Rico. Now, again, that could have been a different picture. That could have been something else, but that's pretty shocking to see. With that being said, I want to push back on that because I do think Jake is taking this as seriously as he absolutely needs to, because this is not only the toughest fight of his career, it's the most dangerous to the longevity of his career, to his health and well-being. And so to do something like that, you need to bring in the best help possible to get ready. We already heard that Jake Paul was preparing for Anthony Joshua by sparring the guy that Anthony Joshua was about to fight in Cassius Chaney. This gentleman right here, who was 24-3 from B-More, aka the DMV, and apparently is a top 100 heavyweight, even though it doesn't say he's actually a top 100 heavyweight, but that was what he was being marketed as by Eddie Hearn and AJ.
Spencer Oliver, former professional boxer and respected analyst, views the Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul matchup from a broader cultural angle. Speaking on a panel of experts, Oliver argues that this fight carries symbolism that extends beyond competitive stakes. He draws a comparison to moments from Muhammad Ali's era, when Ali took unconventional bouts that captured global attention and reached audiences far outside the traditional boxing world. Oliver explains that if Joshua steps into the ring with Jake Paul, he enters a space where sport and spectacle intersect, similar to Ali's showpiece exhibitions. Such a matchup could attract viewers who do not usually watch heavyweight boxing, blending entertainment value with high-level competition. He also highlights the cultural shift the fight represents, bridging two worlds: longtime boxing fans and a new digital audience built through social media. Jake Paul's following introduces millions of younger viewers to the sport, creating a crossover effect that boosts boxing's visibility and expands its reach. This increased attention has the potential to elevate revenue, sponsorships, and global engagement. In Oliver's view, the impact of the fight could be as meaningful as the matchup itself. It marks a moment where boxing evolves, combining tradition with modern digital influence and creating an event capable of shifting the sport's landscape.
Goes in, pops him a few times in the face, walks out of 150 million quid. No one will remember the fact he fought Jake Paul. They'll remember the fact he knocked Klitschko out in Wembley in 2017.
Totally agree with that.
So I'm kind of, whilst I don't like it, and I don't like the way that Jake Paul gravitates to these brilliant athletes and like a moth sucks the life out of them because he gets a benefit of association, because I think they deserve all the association. But he is a and there was opportunity there, isn't there?
Listen, commercially, of course it works because it'll be huge and there'll be a load of money on the table. And for Anthony Joshua, it's like sort of, he's going to get rewarded very well with no risk, minimal risk, no risk at all. He's going to go in there and he may then put all this stuff to bed with Jake Paul and calling out all these different champions, etc., etc. So, of course it works. And when you're talking about, the credibility that Joshua's going to get, he's not going to get none now, but are people going to remember that? Of course they're not. Like, when he goes on to do what he does, didn't Muhammad Ali have some sort of strange fight in the middle of his career? Didn't he box? Yeah, he did. He boxed some non-boxing guy and whatnot. Like, people don't remember that. That's what I'm saying. Look, us as boxers, we don't remember stuff like that.
It was replicated in Rocky. So, he did a version of fighting Thunderlips, didn't he? So
Veteran boxing analyst Gareth A. Davies has voiced strong concerns about the safety of the upcoming fight. He points to the major weight gap and the dramatic difference in experience, arguing that this matchup pushes the boundaries of what should be allowed in a professional ring. Davies warns that if Joshua lands clean shots early, the fight could become dangerous very quickly. While the spectacle of a social media star facing a seasoned heavyweight is compelling, he insists the physical risk is real. According to Davies, regulators and promoters must evaluate the safety protocols carefully, as a miscalculation could lead to serious consequences for both fighters.
So, as I am with you, there is a danger in this fight. The odds are, Joshua's 1-12, obviously. Jake Paul is 6-1, to win this fight in a two-horse race, in which this is a guy who lost to Tommy Fury, Tyson Fury's brother, in an 8-round fight, who, for me, I wrote that it would damage his legacy a week ago. It will damage his legacy for several reasons. If the Deontay Wilder fight never emerges, which it looks like it isn't, I've been calling for that fight for ages. If those two got in a ring together, it's still a massive fight. It's a dangerous fight to sanction, in my view. It sets the wrong precedent. It is 10-ounce gloves. It is a boxing match. It's not an exhibition. This isn't a 58-year-old Mike Tyson. This is one of the most dangerous finishers in the world, who is probably 5 levels above Jake Paul and a weight division above him. I think it's irresponsible to let those two in a ring together in a proper boxing match. That's my view. It doesn't damage his bank balance, but if he earns $70 million US for this, are we...
Boxing analysts Angelo and Josh break down the matchup from a technical standpoint, emphasizing that Jake Paul, though bold, is not on the same level as elite heavyweights like Anthony Joshua or Deontay Wilder. They explain that Joshua and Wilder belong to a rare class of fighters whose timing, precision, and explosive power can shift a fight instantly. These attributes come from years of elite training and natural physical advantages that less experienced or smaller fighters cannot imitate. Angelo and Josh add that courage does not equal skill, and while Paul's confidence is clear, it cannot replace the instincts and preparation that true heavyweight professionals possess.